Hey, Rumble, how you guys doing? So I had to make this video. I just proceeded to watch a video that I was not okay with. So as a human being, we don't have rights to make comments on the things we see around us. We're paying attention not just to the presidential race, but everything. Okay, so there was this YouTuber that I just saw on YouTube. Okay, I'll bring him back up so I remember his name. Um, but I don't know. It, and I'm not voting Trump or Biden. I'm not voting either. I've already made my decision. I'm voting Kennedy this year. I'm not saying a lot, and I voted for Trump last 2 times actually. So, which there's been question in the integrity of our fucking court system, our judicials, our voting. And if we can get someone who's not a Democrat or Republican, someone who's in the middle, we might actually be able to fix some things. One of the things is, I don't like career politicians. So if we have people who are in the office who are not career politicians, I want that over that. Anything. Kennedy is not a career politician. He's a lawyer. Jesus fucking Christ. Look at the whole fucking picture. People can't even afford to buy a fucking carton of eggs and feed their fucking family. But yet your main concern is how someone acts as a politician. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me fucking wrong. He said some heinous things. Or some things that I'm not... no, I can't say they're heinous because I just think he's an idiot. He's had... Okay, and I will explain my part on that. So... how I see it, okay, so when I look at the last election, I did feel like it was a stolen election. The American people did not get a choice. Donald Trump had the opportunity to, because it had been determined by multiple people that the election was fraudulent. So if he wanted to, he could have called martial law, and that's what he needed to do. And that way to fix everything that was going on and figure out where the problem is and do the investigation that needed to be done. Instead of just allowing Biden to just walk into the fucking White House and destroy this country. You guys realize we're not self-efficient. People are struggling. He's killing fucking entire communities, but you guys don't give a shit about that. You care about, what's wrong, what's right. What's wrong, what's right. Where does the line get drawn? What do you guys call right and what do you call wrong? Guys, I'm going to tell you guys to do this. Go check out the interview that Dr. Phil did with Kennedy, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Kennedy it surprised the hell out of me, and I'm realizing the media is doing to him that they did to Trump, only it's a lot different, and it's a lot worse. Because he's actually putting a stand for the American people. We have no middle class left. You're either poor or you're rich. There's no middle class. The middle class is dying every day, and no one wants to do anything about it. The poverty level has literally risen to past $70,000 fucking dollars. That means the poverty level below $70,000 isn't enough to fucking live off. 10 years ago, that wasn't the case. So. During the Trump administration, guys, we didn't see the things that we're seeing now. We didn't pull out of a war improperly. I'm not saying that I'm voting for Trump this time. I just think he's being a fucking moron. And I'm going to hold him accountable for his actions. But at the same time, I still think he was better than Biden. See, if it was only Trump and Biden, I'd be voting Trump all day long because I do not want to see our country go down the path we're going. You say... So let's go find this YouTuber. So, okay, so Tennessee Brando. Okay. I watched this video, and we're gonna play it in the background for a little bit, and we're gonna have this discussion because he is kind of adding into what one of the problems that we're having in this country, and that is the division that we have instead of...
I was talking to my 17-year-old son. He'll be 18 in January, and he said to me, Dad, I really wish that I could vote in this upcoming election, but I won't be 18 until January. And I said back to him, yeah, I really hope we have another election so you can vote in it. And we both just kind of laughed nervously, and then he walked away. And I really got to thinking about what it was that I just said to him. And I said to myself, I can't believe that in 2024 I said something like that to my son in a lighthearted, joking way, but that is a possibility. And I know what a lot of people would say, that's, oh, Brando, you're being hyperbolic here. Now, that's not going to happen. There's going to be elections, man. You don't have nothing to worry about. Trump ain't as bad as the media makes him out to be. You're just trying to spread hyperbole. No, folks, I'm truly not. I'm going to tell you what I mean in my heart of hearts when I sit down to make these kind of videos, and you guys can judge it however you want to. But I have a lot of friends and family say, yeah, Brando's talking politics these days. He's talking politics. In my mind, I'm not. In my mind, I'm not taking a pro-left-wing stance or a pro-Democrat stance. That's not what I'm doing at all. In my mind,
you're doing a pro-fucking-Democrat stance in this fucking video.
I'm trying to point out
this is exactly what the Democrats want, is division in our fucking country.
Here on the channel,
this is the stuff that they've been feeding off of for the last 20 to 30 years.
I hear people talking every day about the issues that we're talking about, and the people here on the channel are commenting. The people here on the channel are sending me messages, and yeah, we're having these comments and conversations every day amongst ourselves. But there's a big chunk of people out there who only tune in every now and then to catch the drift of the mainstream news. And they don't realize all the things we've been talking about. So I guess to them, someone like us would sound kind of hyperbolic. But the reason that we may sound that way to them is because we've been paying attention this entire time to the things that Trump says. When I talk about, him being a threat to democracy, they can say, oh, you're taking that too far. But I would say, I'm just pointing out that he said he would like to be dictator on day one. I'm just pointing out that he said he would terminate the Constitution. I'm just pointing out that he said things like, I'll negotiate a third term. I'm pointing out things like that I feel like should be a red flag, that I feel like should alarm anybody. But a good chunk of people out there are only focused on the price of a bag of chips at the grocery store, and that's all they're concerned about, so they're not actually tuned in paying attention to the things that we're talking about on here every day. And they'll say things like, well, you shouldn't lose family and friends over politics. You shouldn't lose family and friends over political views. Folks,
that's the division we're talking about. That's what's dividing the country. This is why I do give Trump supporters and people who are on that side some ounce of credit. They don't divide like the other side does. The other side literally will denounce you because you have a different view than theirs. And this is only happening on that side. Not joking. I wish I was. Okay? And I'm not voting for Trump this year even. But I have to call out the hypocrisies. The division that people keep boosting on fucking line. Guys, this is a 276K sub channel. It means 276 people watch this. And then I saw the comments. A good chunk of them feed into the division instead of trying to break the division.
So I'm not trying to. It's because in my mind, it's not about politics to me. This isn't about Democrat versus Republican. It's about right versus wrong. And it's about
right versus wrong. So is it right for Biden to make it so we do not produce our own stuff? Is it right for Biden to literally leave soldiers to sleep overnight in the National Guard to sleep overnight in a fucking parking ramp? That isn't wrong? It isn't wrong the way he pulled out of fucking Iraq. It isn't wrong how we're struggling. People are struggling every fucking day. It isn't wrong that he sends money over to Ukraine instead of helping the problems we have here. You do realize we got a drug pandemic that needs to be taken care of, but our main focus is in a war that's in another fucking country? That isn't our fucking problem. We got issues in our home country that we need to be taken care of first. People are dying. People are struggling. People can't even afford to get a fucking carton of eggs. And yet, but that's okay for you. That's okay. Tennessee Brando, that's okay for you. Take Tennessee out of your fucking name.
About preserving our democracy.
Preserving our democracy as you're voting, you're supporting Biden or Harris. Harris is corrupt. I live in the state that. Okay, guys, I don't know if you've been paying attention, but I don't know if you guys have been paying attention. I really don't think you have. But one of the people that Kamala Harris is thinking about having her running mate is People who watch my channel know I'm from Minnesota. And one of her running mate options is Governor Walz, Tim Walz. That man let our cities burn to the ground. That man has literally crippled our fucking state. We are in debt half the fucking time. People can't get jobs. Here in Minneapolis, we have one of the highest crime rates. Our taxes, we're the third highest tax state in the fucking country. Hey. That's okay to you, right? Obviously, because that's what you're voting for. Oh, wait. It gets worse. Minnesotans, we have no middle class in Minnesota. It's gone. Our middle class has been gone for a while. We don't have a middle class. Our middle class is literally gone. But you wouldn't know that because you don't live in the state of the person that she's trying to promote through. Walz is a fucking piece of shit, dude. He's done nothing good for this fucking state. He is the reason why a lot of people are actually moving out. Granted, with him gone, we may have an opportunity for someone new, but we won't because more than likely we'll be stuck with another piece of shit Democrat.
That's why that I can't entertain these both sides arguments. If we're going to have both sides arguments, then we can have that over how high should the minimum wage be. We can agree.
Minimum wage should match your taxes. You know, in a state where one of the people that you are supporting has been governor for. That's not how our state is. The amount to take out for taxes and our minimum wage is fucked.
Agree to disagree on that. We can agree to disagree on who's going to pay for the health care. We can agree.
Who's going to pay for the health care? Who's going to pay for the health care?
To disagree on how much should we tax the rich.
How much? Oh my god. Oh god. Okay, so I'm gonna disagree with you there because, see, you need to incentivize these corporations, these companies, to do business in the United States. Stop de-incentivizing them to do business here in the United States. We need to be self-efficient. We have a shit ton of natural resources that we aren't even fucking using. But we're using the stuff overseas. You know, we're buying it from other countries.
But when the subject of race comes up, I can't agree to disagree with you on that.
Why is that? You do know that makes you sound racist as fuck. And the reason why I say that is because now you're telling me because someone is white, they can't have an opinion based on race. I'm not going to sit there and say that someone is a piece of shit due to their skin color. I'm going to look at that person as a person, but I'm also going to look at statistics. And when you look at statistics, then things don't look so bright. And no, I don't think someone from America, from the U.S., should be called anything American. If they're born and raised here, they're American. Doesn't matter skin color, race, ethnicity, whatever. And then on top of that, we look at here in Minnesota, and here in Minneapolis, we've been having a lot of shootings and a lot of crime. A lot of these crimes are being committed by Somalians. We literally had someone from the Middle East act like they were dead. Ambushed a fucking police officer. They're not a fucking militia. They're fucking civilians. These are people that Biden is letting in our fucking country. But hey, Harris is doing it too. Look at the fucking border.
When the subject of women's rights comes up, I can't just agree to...
What are you talking about by that? Wait. You can't agree to disagree about abortions? Yeah, you can. You could definitely agree about that. You can definitely actually think about that. You can actually have a discussion about it. Just because you're a man doesn't mean you don't have any rights. So you're going to listen to lamestream media. Got it. Guys, remember, this is a channel. I've been shadow banned by fucking YouTube for exposing the facts. Here we are again, doing it again, only to this Tennessee Brando.
Disagree with you on that one. And when gay and trans rights comes up, I can't just suddenly say, well, I'll agree to disagree with you on that, because what I'm seeing
in my mind... Okay. Yeah, so now we have to give in to this woke bullshit? Fuck no. No, we don't.
is that you're backing a man who stands against those people.
Not exactly. That isn't accurate, because I've seen both. I've seen each and every single one of these groups. There are people in these groups that you're depicting that support Trump. This is what I'm talking about. You liberals do not. They feed into the division. They don't actually try to fight back against it. If we stopped being divided and started working as one fucking country, it'd be amazing what we could do. You know, the United States used to be the leader in science, innovation. We used to literally be one of the greatest countries on the face of the fucking planet. And to me, we're not that anymore. We haven't been that for a while now.
You're backing a man who's standing against my daughter, and so I can't entertain the two sides of that.
You can't. It's called debating. Oh, goddamn. Guys, this is a 7-minute fucking video.
Well, some people likes Biden, some people likes Trump. It's not as simple as that. It's what Trump stands for. I've debated long and hard over whether I really want...
You do know you have a third option.
I wanted to say this in a video, but I'm just going to go for it, and I'm going to tell you how I truly feel. I'm truly sad that the man lost his life in Pennsylvania.
Are you?
I'm truly sad that he lost his life defending his family. And I'm truly sorry that that happened, but probably not for the reasons some of you think. I'm sorry that that man lost his life taking his wife and daughter to see a man found liable of sexual abuse. I'm sorry that
Never
he took
found
his
liable.
wife and
That
daughter
was
to see a man
disproven.
who stripped away their rights and continues to want to do even more. And I'm sorry that that's the hill.
No. There's no rights that he's trying to strip. Jesus Christ, he's trying to put. Okay, all he wants. Okay, this is what a lot of people don't understand. One thing that Trump isn't against is abortion. He's just against abortions at the final fucking trimester. Okay, we've got literally states that allow abortions all the way up to fucking 9 months. This is not okay. What part of that is okay? We have women who are using abortion as birth control. The fuck? No. This is not okay. How is that okay? Like, just answer me that. This is what I think about abortion. Okay? You guys want to know my opinion on abortion? I think abortion should be only used for extreme circumstances. This is me, honestly. Giving you guys how I feel about something. I think that when it comes to abortion, it needs to only be for extreme circumstances. I'm not joking. The reason why I say this, I believe it should, yes, be allowed for incest, rape. If the mother's life is on the line, yes, the mother should have the opportunity to abort the child. Outside of that, again, extreme circumstances. But not just because they feel like it.
That man chose to die on.
And let's be honest here. So, you talk about abortion. Okay.
I really feel bad that that's where he lost his life. There is no way that I could take my wife or my daughter to see a guy like that and stand there with a straight face. There's no way that I could fly a Trump flag off my truck and look at my daughter with a straight face. There's no way I could look at my mother and fly a Trump flag with a straight face. It ain't about politics, folks. It's got nothing to do with Republican versus Democrat. I don't care what label you put on it.
You're lying right here.
What Donald Trump is and what he stands for is what I'm against. And the people that says, well, some people like Biden, some people like Trump. Trump wasn't so bad. Chips are high these days. Man,
no, he wasn't so
outrageous. Bad. You're not paying attention to what this man intends to do. You've not read Project 2025, and if you've heard about it, you've probably heard your cousin tell you that people like me are just trying to get you all worked up over nothing. That people like me are just trying to get you worked up over something. Well, Trump's out there like hell trying to distance himself from that because he realized how unpopular it was. But if you dig in and start reading, you'll realize why people like me takes time out of their day to sit down in a chair like this and talk. And folks, all I ever intended to do with my life was go out and play music in bar rooms. That's all I planned on doing. I just wanted to play my guitar, write my songs, drink my beer, have a good time. That's all I ever set out to do. But one day I realized that the issues at hand was way too important. One day I realized, you know what? These people aren't really paying attention to what's going on around them. These people aren't truly zeroed in and paying attention to what this guy is truly saying.
They're not paying attention to what's going on around them. I don't think you're paying attention to what's going on around you. You're just zeroed in on what Trump says and does. If you were paying attention to what's going on around you, you would realize that Biden should not even be an option. I think what people need to think and really do their fucking research. Okay, Harris is now running. Harris shouldn't be an option either. She was literally part of that same regime that literally has crippled our country. You do realize other countries are fucking laughing at us right now. Because we can't even determine what the fuck gender is. Really? Really?
zeroed in on the people who are behind this guy and pushing him to the moon. So when you come at me with, don't lose friends over politics, I won't.
You're fucking crazy. We've been telling people this for a long time. This is the division that we're talking about. Why are you wanting to divide this country? That is a problem. Stop. That's what we're asking. Stop trying to divide this country. That's the kind of shit that's going to cause the next civil war.
But I can't necessarily say that I can be friends with people who are okay with that. And it's not a deal breaker to them. That's not a deal breaker to you? Forget Democrat and Republican for a minute. Take it off the table. Forget your hatred for Hillary Clinton or Obama or whatever the case may be. Forget about your love for Trump. Those things aren't a deal breaker for you? A guy wanting to be a dictator on day one, you're cool with that. That's not a deal breaker to you. A guy wanting to terminate the Constitution, that's not a deal breaker? And before anyone says I'm trying to get people...
Wait, what? So let me guess, you're voting Kamala Harris? We're talking about a woman who literally said that she's going to take away your gun rights. We actually had the discussion on this channel. Kamala Harris wants to take away your gun rights. That's what you want? You want somebody who's going to take away your gun rights? You're talking about someone who wants to get rid of freedom of speech. You're talking about someone who actually is wanting to do the exact things you're saying that Trump's trying to do. I can't.
Worked up. I've brought the receipts every time. I've showed you where he said it. So this isn't a two-sided argument here to me, and it's not a political argument to me.
You bring the receipts, but not doing your research. You do realize that most people use multiple sources for the research instead of just one?
When I sat down here to do these videos, I'm not thinking about talking politics. I'm thinking about trying to talk sense in a time when it feels like people are losing their minds over this guy, and I feel like we're headed into a dark place.
We're heading into a dark place because people are fucking dying on the streets because of the party you're supporting. But you're okay with that. Got it.
It's not me trying to spread fear and hyperbole.
You're doing exactly what you're saying. You're not trying to do something, but while doing it. It's very interesting.
It's me just trying to say, you know what? I can't believe I said that to my son. I can't believe that I actually said, I hope we have another election so you can vote. Never thought I'd say that in a million years, even in a joking way. But here we are. And I know there's people, you're being all hyperbolic. You're getting all worked up over nothing. You guys should start paying attention.
Maybe you should start paying attention. Don't tell others to pay attention while you're not paying attention.
Straight face and tell me it's not a deal breaker. That's my question for you.
My deal breaker literally is the killing of innocent people, letting people die on the streets, letting our fucking veterans literally be homeless.
Grassroots supporters like you are the only thing standing between us and Donald Trump winning in November. So I'm asking you now to please rush a donation to...
Why would I donate for you, bitch? Anyways, that's how I feel about it. I don't like Kamala Harris. I think she's very corrupt. And the people she's got backing her are also corrupt. But again, we've got people like this Tennessee Brando who literally do nothing but support the side that literally doesn't give a rat's ass about the average person. They care about the politics, the division. They push the division. They're trying to push the division. We're talking about a party who literally thinks it's okay for men to be in women's sports. Oh my God. Get the fuck out of here. Alright, guys. You want to talk about women's rights, but yeah, you're tearing them apart just for trans rights. I'm not getting into that one. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for joining us here today. I hope you guys enjoyed this content. If you guys did, why don't you follow and subscribe if you guys want to contribute to the channel. Again, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for joining us. Until next time, stay frosty.